Hello and welcome. As you probably guessed, I'm MotherAzure, and also Maria. I'm back again with another pick a card, and for today's video, it's a fun one. I like doing love readings because they're really fun to do usually. So we're gonna be seeing what's coming next in your romantic / sexual whatever relationships, just that aspect of your life. You saw me shuffle these in the beginning. They're going to be something that is relevant to whatever this next relationship is, but I'm also going to be using another oracle, Tarot, and I have some Zodiac charms here that I'm going to get out for each group just to give us an idea of what placements this person might have, and also some angel numbers that you may be seeing around the time that you meet this person. Okay, I really have nothing else to add. Let's just get straight into the pile. So for pile 1 you have Saturn. For pile 2 you have the guitar. And for pile 3 you have the shamrock. Here for pile 1 with the Saturn is your reading, so I'm going to put the Saturn over here. This always happens to me because I do cut like the video every time I'm going to do the pile. Like I do my intro, I cut, then I start the first pile, then I cut and do the second pile just to have some sort of organization. You know, I know where each part ends. And every time I do that, or at least most of the time, I already start getting messages because in the meantime that I'm doing everything, I'm setting up, you know, putting your card here. I ask my spirit team to connect me to whoever I'm reading for, and immediately I start getting stuff. And the first thing that happened to me with your group is that I started speaking. I was talking to myself, but I started speaking in like a British accent, which was weird. So maybe for some of you, this person could be British, or maybe you are. You maybe from England or, you know, neighboring countries, I suppose. What was that? See, I feel like I have a weird accent all of a sudden. So maybe the person has an accent, so they're not from the country that you live in right now, most likely. So we're going to be looking at this last, because what I wanted to do with this card is to see something that will be relevant to the relationship. I want to see who this person is first, so I'm going to just put this over here. And let's get started with tarot. So I was going to ask, but they're very... that was fast. So I was just going to ask like who this person is, like whoever's coming next, you know, in a relationship with you. I just wanted to see who they are. I like them already. So let's see. 2 of Pentacles. Please give me one more so I can tell them who this person is. The Star. Okay. So the first card that came up was the Empress, and what I found interesting is at the moment that I saw the Empress, I thought Cancer, like the Zodiac sign, which is, I'm pretty sure the Empress is not associated with Cancer. I mean, it could be because sometimes people, you know, say Cancer is like the mother Zodiac sign type of thing, but I'm pretty sure that's not what this card is associated with. Please correct me if I'm wrong, and I'm gonna Google it later. So this person, the first thing that came to mind is that this person is very, they may be very nurturing. They may be older than you, slightly older, or they just may be a little bit more mature. So they have this parental like energy about them, or there's something about them that you see them and you feel a little bit childlike in comparison. Doesn't mean that you feel inferior. It's just that there's something about them that you look up to them kind of in the same way that you look up to a parent. So you look for them to them for information or for help. So this may be the type of dynamic that starts in the beginning. I do see the 2 of Pentacles here, which the 2 of Pentacles talks about juggling 2 things at once. There's this it's like a balancing act. So what it makes me think of is that this person may have, well, firstly, a lot of it in their hands, but they may be, even though the 2 of Pentacles is like this balancing act, trying to keep the 2 things, you know, the 2 pentacles afloat. It's not a card, like if you have seen the traditional tarot, it is not a card that where the pentacles are, you know, equal. There's one higher up and the other one lower. So I feel like this person may be trying to balance something in their lives right now at this point. but it's not working out because it's a little bit too much. So they kind of bit off more than they can chew. And I feel like you may actually, if you don't know them yet, you may meet them when they take some type of vacation, or when they decide that it's time for a break from whatever it is that they have going on. This could be, you know, trying to juggle, you know, kids and a career. So maybe for some of you, this person has kids already, and that's why the Empress came up, because the Empress is a mother. Or just a career and their social life. Maybe they have like a very demanding job or two very demanding jobs, and they don't have enough time for themselves, for self-care, anything like that. So you may actually meet this person when they are on a break, or when you're both on a break, maybe. So maybe if you are going now that it's summer in the US, maybe you plan on like going somewhere, maybe going to the beach, going to another country, maybe see something like that. Maybe that's why the accent came up, and that's where you're gonna meet them, because they're also gonna be like on some type of trip. But this is specifically going to be for themselves. So this doesn't feel to me like someone taking a business trip. This feels like someone going somewhere because they just need to catch their breath in whatever it is that they're doing. We also have the star here, and the star is like, I always, the star, I interpret it in so many ways, but for me, it's specifically in your reading, it feels like this renewed hope, this rejuvenation, because like I said, this person feels very busy at the moment, and they're kind of looking to revitalize themselves in some way, and I think that's going to happen. That's around the time they're going to meet them. And also, what I said about the parent, I didn't notice this until like right now, but you picked Saturn, and you got the Empress here that I said it's like associated with the mother. In astrology and mythology as well, Saturn is considered the father. So in like mythology, like Roman mythology, Saturn is associated with Cronus in Greek mythology. That is the father of all the Olympian gods. So it is seen as a father figure, and in astrology it often represents your father. I've seen some people say this same thing about the sun, but I more so associate with Saturn energy with the father. So like I said, they may be older than you, or maybe they have this energy about them. So for example, I have Saturn in my first house, so I tend to come off much older than I actually am. For most people, like, I can't tell you how many times people have said, wait, hold on, how old are you? And then when I tell them my actual age, I'm 21, they're like, there's no way, I thought you were like at least in your late 20s, right? So that may be the case for them. It doesn't mean that they have to actually be older chronologically. It's just this energy that they have going on, okay? And also their appearance may be very significant. Maybe they have, I was going to say strict parents because I do have Saturn, but it almost feels like parents that were demanding, but they were also very uninvolved. So, uninvolved? Did I say that right? I think I did. So they may have had like parents who told them like, hey, you need to do this and you need to do it well because otherwise it's going to be humiliating, etc., etc. But then they wouldn't be actually there for the achievement. So it's almost like this person feels a little bit like a slave to their family and to whatever it is that they're doing, their job, the school, their studies, whatever it is. So they don't feel like they're fully enjoying life. So this thing that they're going, like this vacation or break they're going to be taking where they're going to be meeting you, it's kind of like them finally taking a step to get away from that for like a little bit, right? So I got so much information from this person. So I'm going to look at using the Queen of the Moon Oracle, just anything else about them, another characteristic, and then we're going to look at your other card, okay? And then I'll get you your numbers and your zodiac signs. I'm gonna get like 3 because it's probably gonna be a few people. I don't want to narrow it just to one zodiac sign. Discernment. Yeah. I was thinking about this today because I was looking at this deck. So this deck is not mine. This one deck that my mom bought for her, but I use it on the channel. So I'm not I've used it before, but it's not a deck that I use regularly in most of my readings. So I was just looking through it again just to refresh my, my brain and how the cards look, because I like to connect with the imagery and I think it's beautiful. And what I was thinking today, and I think it's important for this reading, is that to me it looks like the moon is covering this person's eyes, and the moon in tarot signifies sometimes confusion or illusions or anything of that sort, right? So this person can't see clearly, but they're following their heart, so the discernment is right here in their chest, so that is their intuition. So I think this applies to them and also to you. I think they're talking to the both of you and also describing this person. So it's important for this person specifically to stop following, because they just said to me super ego. So I fucking hate Freud. I'm sorry. I'm a psychology student. I just graduated. I don't like Freud, but they just mentioned to me the super ego, and super ego in like Freudian, I said astrology, Freudian like psychotherapy. It represents this part of our personality that it's the one that develops last, and is the one that is influenced by our parents and society. So it's basically our conscience in a way, where it tells us what's right and what's wrong, right? So it's like you have the ID, which is the most basic primal stuff. You have the ego in the middle, and then you have the super ego. So they just said super ego to me. And I think, like I said, it has to do with this person, because this person, like I said, they feel like a slave to whatever it is that they're doing. And it's important for them to stop following what other people have set for them in their path. Something that people have determined for them, how their life should be and how everything should look. They have to let go of that and start actually following their heart to make their way to whatever it is that they actually need to be doing, and to you, right? And I think this applies to you as well. So take that for you as well, because you may also experience this internal turmoil where you're trying to do what everyone tells you that you should be doing, but you don't actually end up doing what your heart is telling you to do, what your intuition is telling you to do, what you truly want to do. So I think they just want you both, and by they I mean like spirit team, your spirit guides, to start listening to yourselves. So like that little voice is telling you to go. And also I didn't address this. I think I have to reply to this person. Someone asked me like to explain like I think it was the structure of the spirit team, and I'm like, because I say spirit team a lot because I assume for some reason people know what I'm talking about. So when I say spirit team, I just mean your spirit guides in general, like several spirits. It probably looks different for everyone. Like I know 4 main spirit guides. I may have more that I don't know. Some people may have 3, maybe some people may have 7. I feel like it really depends on your specific path and the relationships that you form with these spirits over time. So I don't know. I just want to say that right now. So I was going to say that this is like a card that when I shuffled it, my intention was to say something that will be important for your connection in some way, or about the way you're going to meet. And you literally got the Wait card. So this person, you can't force this relationship, and they can't do that either. So there's a need for you and them to let things take their course and just develop slowly. Like I said, following your hearts, but giving, allowing time. So you may not actually meet this person right now if you don't know them. And so they don't want you to become impatient. I know it's hard because many times they're like, oh, you just have to wait for the right moment. It doesn't mean that you have to sit around and wait. You can be doing something else and meet them when the time is right, because that's the thing. Sometimes you really do meet people serendipitously. I don't think that's a word. Anyway, you meet people unexpectedly when you're literally just minding your business or doing anything else. So sometimes it truly is when you least expect it, but the problem is that you can't focus on that for the rest of your life until it happens. So I think that they kind of want you and this person to focus on yourselves and what it is they want to be doing, and eventually it would lead you to each other. Okay, so I'm gonna move this around to get you some angel numbers. Whatever numbers come up, you can shift them around, you know, just write all the variations of the numbers. You can add them up and get like a single number afterwards, whatever you want to do with these. So this may be a little bit loud, I don't know. Let's see. Let's get me 3. So you got 1, 2, 4. This may be significant, like there could be like somebody's date of birth, like obviously not the full date of birth, so maybe the month, day, a month, or there just could be numbers that are significant, like a license plate or something like that, like a house number as well. So 1, 2, 4. Move that around however you want, and let me get you at least 3 zodiac signs just to give like an idea. And when I say 3 zodiac signs, I don't mean like only sun sign. You have an entire chart. So this may just be energies that are significant in their chart that are not necessarily their sun sign. So just letting you know that. So let me get you 3. 1. First one out is Aries, Pisces, and who's that? And Leo. So this can be Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, any of that. Just to give you a general idea, and this can also represent their personality. Doesn't have to be like their actual signs, just something that is very prominent in who they are as a person. So me having like Aries and Leo here, I would say that this person could be very much a leader, someone that doesn't wait around for other people to get the job done. They get up and they get the job done themselves, and maybe that's why they become so overwhelmed sometimes and they don't have time for anything else, because they just get up and start doing what it is that needs to be done and they don't wait for other people. But also with the Pisces here, it makes me think that at their core they are actually quite sensitive and empathetic, but they don't feel like this is something that they can show to most people, or something that hasn't been shown to them back by the people in their life. So that's me interpreting that for you right there. Of course, you can look at each of these signs, Google that, see what comes up. And if anything catches your eye, write it down, keep it in mind for whenever you come around to meet this person, okay? So that's all I have for you. Please like, comment, share, subscribe if you feel called to, because I do put out new videos every Sunday at 12 p.m. EST. Also, go ahead and follow me on Instagram if you want. I do love my others about the channel over there, and also in my community tab. If you want to buy me a coffee, I have my Venmo and my Cash App in the description down below. I wish the best of luck on your journey and much, much love to you. Bye bye. Hello, favorite pal 2 with the guitar. There is your reading. So I'm gonna put this over here and put this card away, because this is something that this card, when I shuffled, I asked for it to be something that is going to be relevant to your relationship or to how you're going to meet them. So we're going to be looking at that last. And I'm going to get my tarot first and get an idea of who this person is. Let's get a few cards, and at the end, I'll get you your numbers and the zodiac signs, okay? So let's see. Who is the person? Ooh, that is a 10 of Pentacles. That's nice. The pile 2 is next going to be in some type of relationship with romance or sexual or whatever. Just in that area of life. Let's see. They may have money. Look. Oh, you got the 2 of Pentacles like in pile 1. I shuffled, okay? I shuffled off camera and then on camera again. So that's interesting. And the 9 of Swords. That's interesting, because when I was putting the cards away, like I said, I shuffle off camera in between piles as well, because I don't like for cards that came up in previous piles to suddenly come up together again, because I didn't shuffle well. So when they do that, I know they're important. When I was doing that, the 3 of Swords flipped, and it made me think that maybe this person is like recovering from some type of heartbreak, maybe a past relationship. And then we get the 9 of Swords as well. So I'm like, So this person, like I said, they may be quite well off. They don't have to be rich, but they may be. But it's like they are comfortable at the very least. They have, because the 10 of Pentacles is like this ultimate, more so material fulfillment, but at the point where you can share it with other people. So they may actually be at a point in their life where they have created some type of stability for themselves, because again, it doesn't have to be necessarily money. They may have, have recently bought their own house, maybe moved out from their parents' house, or just started a business that's going pretty well. So they have created some sort of stability for themselves, because I don't feel like it's only about money. They feel very stable. So they may be at a point in their life where they're like, okay, I have created this for myself. I want to maybe share with somebody else. I am paying attention here though. Like I said, the Two of Pentacles literally fell in the same position. So this person, I feel like in in pile one, this person may be quite overwhelmed, juggling several things at once. But for you, like, this person is specifically quite anxious about it. And they may be like very cool and collected like on the outside, but they're actually very anxious on the inside, because they may not do very well under pressure, but they have had to be under pressure because of the circumstances in their life. So whatever it is they're trying to do, it makes them uncomfortable, or there is something about their situation right now that is triggering for them, and so they're not having such a great time right now, most likely. Because like I'm trying to get who this person is, what type of person they are, and the one thing that's coming through is like this like overwhelming feelings that they're having. So that's interesting. I don't know why that came up the way it did. So it kind of came up to this person, they may be going to the therapist, but the way that it came up, it was like almost like you were the therapist. And now here's the thing. If you're a therapist and someone comes to you as a client, you are not supposed to have any type of relationship with them, because it's not ethical. So I don't think this is literal. Like, I hope not that it's not literal in the sense that someone comes to you as a mental health worker and then you get into a relationship, because again, that's against the ethics of the psychological field. But it may be that they that you, like, in your relationship, that you will kind of make them feel better or act as some sort of console for them. So when their head gets like very messy and when they get very overwhelmed, you may be like the first person they come to just to calm down. And they're showing me like someone kind of like laying on top of another person. So they may be like, their love language may be very touch based, so they may not actually say anything when they come to you, but they may just like get close just to touch you and be in contact. Does that make sense? So let me see if they give me something else about who this person is, because again, it's what's coming through is mostly how they're feeling, and they're not feeling so great right now. So I feel like they're in need of a nurturing partner, and that's what you are. So that got stuck to my finger and we don't know how. So you got patience. Yeah. I don't feel like this person has much clarity on how the future is going to look for them. They're kind of living on like a day-to-day basis. It's almost like they're not actually enjoying life, even though they have created the stability for themselves. So they may sometimes doubt or, be concerned about whether they will find someone to be with. So they may actually be someone who is not very experienced in relationships, or maybe has never been in one, because a lot of people, they go well into their 20s or even 30s and they've never had like a serious relationship. For whatever reason, doesn't mean that anything is wrong with them. Sometimes circumstances just suck, or sometimes you don't really find anyone they want to have an actual relationship with. So that may be the case for them. And again, this turmoil that they're feeling is being represented here in that swirl of clouds that's there. So like the path isn't clear to them. They're just kind of moving along day by day, you know, kind of hoping for them to change, but they're actually not doing anything to change it, which is interesting. So as they are like right now, they may not see you wherever you are. So I don't think you know them yet. And if you do, they don't really realize that you can be this person for them. So they're not very clear at all. Okay, so let me get you this other card to see something that's going to be like relevant to your relationship or how you're going to meet them or anything like that. Ask for help from others. Yeah. When I see this card, what comes to mind is that maybe you're going to meet this person through other people. Maybe what I saw about the therapist, maybe they're going to like a therapist or like a coach of some sort, and you end up going to the same office and you meet them at the office, or you meet them through like mutual friends, maybe at a party or, you know, I heard function, so it may not be an actual party, maybe it could be like a business thing or like a more serious thing. Could be a wedding or it could be anything like that, but you're not going to, I don't feel like this person is in your circle currently, at least for most of you. So you're going to meet, either you know them or you are going to meet them through other people. So you may have mutual friends, or just your families may have mutual friends, and that's how you know, that's how you get to know this person. That's how you find them, how they find you. And something that they're telling me by day, my spirit team, it's like this person is quite a free spirit, but they may not have had like an environment where they could have expressed their full themselves fully. They maybe weren't able to follow their passions a lot, so they may actually be kind of closed off when you first meet, or they may be kind of hard. It may be kind of hard to break their shell at first. So don't give up. You know, have patience just because of that, because it's just a result of their life so far, and they may come off as shy too, because I'm seeing someone kind of like looking down in like a bashful way. So yeah, I'm gonna move this around, get you some numbers. These numbers, when they come up, you can shuffle them around a little bit, you can add them up, and get a single number at the end. They could be anything. They could represent, you know, day and month of birth, or some part of a license plate or a house number or anything of that sort. Okay, so let me just get some for you. Maybe loud, sorry. Yep. So you got 424. So you got a repeating number right there. You got 2 4s. So that may be a significant number for you. And let me get you some zodiac signs. So these zodiac signs, they may be, they don't have to be their sun sign. This could be anything else in their chart, because you have a full birth chart. Or it could also be just energies that are present in their chart and are they can represent who they are as a person, their personality. So let's get you 3, because I'm gonna assume this it's not only one person that's gonna see this. So I just want to move it around properly. Okay, what's first? Oh, 2, 3. Oh, actually all 3 came out. Okay. All 3 came out at the same time. So I have Cancer, Aries, and Taurus. Wait a minute. Did you just get like the first 3 zodiac signs in order? No, it's missing Gemini here in the middle. But it's almost like they're in order. So you got Aries and then Taurus. You usually have Gemini in the middle, and you got Cancer. So this could be any, you know, in their chart. Or they could represent like someone who, like I said, they have created something for themselves. So I feel like that is Aries energy, where Aries doesn't really stick around for most people. They go and get what it is that they want. And as well as a Taurus, Taurus is a very stable, a sign that represents stability, and kind of structured hard work. So I feel like instead of them being like too hot-headed, they kind of know how to structure themselves in a way that they can be successful. But they may not be like, again, they may not be too good at dealing with their emotions, because we have all of this here, their thoughts, they can become, you know, quite overwhelmed by their thoughts specifically. So again, they may be a little bit closed off, because Cancer is a crab. You know, crabs have that hard exterior, so it may, like I said, it may take a second to actually get to this person and to actually get to know them. So you're gonna have to be patient with this one, because they're sensitive and at heart, and they know that they're sensitive, so they have learned to protect themselves. And like I said, when I saw that Three of Swords, it made me think that maybe they just recently came out of a some type of heartbreak, and they may be extra protective of their heart now. So just keep that in mind and be nice to them, because it's almost like be nice to them because they're soft, and you know, they deserve to be treated well. And another thing before I forget is that this 10 of Pentacles, it's very much related to family, because unlike in the 9 of Pentacles where you have only one person and it's like this person that created this wealth for themselves and it's enjoying it by themselves, when you see the 10 of Pentacles, it's almost like they're sharing it with everyone else. But in the card, it usually shows what looks like a family. So family may be extremely important for them. They may want a big family, and maybe that's why they're craving, like I said, maybe they wonder if they're never going to find someone, because maybe they want to, you know, settle down and have a proper family, you know, have a partner and maybe children even, or pets or anything like that. They just want to create, like they have created the stability for themselves. Now they want to create the personal life that they want, the home that they want. So I feel like they're looking for someone who is going to help with that and maybe help them get all this shit under control that they can't take care of. So it's almost like they're going, okay, I have trouble with this. I could use some help from someone. And maybe they go, you know, like for a professional first, but they know they would benefit from a partner that could calm them down as well. So just keep that in mind. That's all I have for you. Please like, comment, share, subscribe if you feel called to, because I do put out new videos every Sunday at 12 p.m. EST. Also, go ahead and follow me on Instagram if you want. I do love my videos of the channel over there, and also in my community tab. If you want to buy me a coffee, I have my Venmo and my cash in my description down below. I wish you the best of luck on your journey and much, much love to you. Bye-bye. Hello for pile 3 with the Shamrock that is your reading. I thought it was interesting because I ended up picking this like earlier in the morning, you know, as a charm just to help you pick. But I was actually listening to a podcast by someone who made the Antique Anatomy Tarot that I own. She made it on her oracle that's called Memento Mori Oracle, I believe. And she was talking about the shamrock, and she explained the difference between shamrock and a clover, and I was like, oh shit, I was calling it the wrong thing the whole time. So this is a shamrock because it has 3 leaves. Yeah, it's usually known as that, and now that I think about it, it makes sense, because this is usually like a kind of unofficial symbol, I suppose, of Ireland. And I literally bought it during St. Patrick's Day. So yeah, sorry about that. I was saying it wrong in all my previous videos. I am an educated woman now. So we're going to move this out of the way. This card, I specifically asked to get a card that is going to represent something important about your relationship, either how you're going to meet them or just when you're actually in the relationship, something that's relevant. So I'm going to look at that last. We're going to look at tarot first to see who this person is, as well as the oracle. And then I'm going to get you your numbers and some zodiac signs to see, you know, what sign this person could be. So let me shuffle. I did see that I saw that it is the High Priestess, but I am actually going to shuffle and start like, there we go. So who is this person that pile 3 is going to be in a relationship with next? I showed it to you because I saw it once, then I was like, you saw that, and then there she is. So there's I love when they do that. So that's the High Priestess. You saw me shuffle it, right? You saw me do that. Okay, good. Who is this person? That is the Three of Wands. I like this person. Okay. And the Hierophant. Oh my god. Actually, oh look, the Lover's down here. I didn't see it. I'm not going to bring it out because it's down there and I'm only going to use 3 cards, but I was going to say that I find it interesting because the High Priestess, as far as I'm concerned, is usually seen as a kind of counterpart to the Hierophant, just like the Empress is a counterpart to the Emperor. So I find that interesting. I feel like this connection with this person is going to be most likely very spiritual. So you could literally meet at like a spiritual retreat, or you share a same religion or same belief system and you kind of bond over that, or you're both, very spiritual and do, work with things or watch things relating to tarot or astrology or anything like that. So spiritual practices may be very important to this person and you as well, because I am seeing the counterpart thing here. Because I have the High Priestess, especially how the High Priestess is represented in this deck. She's an owl. So I feel like this person is very, very intelligent and they have wisdom. So this is someone who, they may have gone through a lot of shit in their life. But the thing is that some people, when they go through difficulties, they kind of get stuck in them and they don't actually evolve. They kind of, they may not, many people just can't make it past that, and they kind of become like a victim of their circumstances or what people had done to them, with which, yes, they are. Many times they are. But the thing is that they don't actually take any steps to heal it. So they end up continuing to be the person that they had to become to survive something, which may not be the best version of themselves or the most healthy. They don't actually try to change it. So, but I feel like for this person, they are someone who has been through many hardships, but they have done the work to heal, which is most likely why they're spiritual. Maybe they started with like simple, interest and maybe astrology, and then they learned about how it can be used to introspect, and maybe they stumble across certain placements that describe their life and things that happened to them, and they did like a deep dive, and eventually they started doing shadow work, and then they did maybe they did more spiritually based healing, like rituals or anything like that. So, but the point is that this is someone who has done the work. Okay. And like I said, it's interesting that this came up, that I was listening about it today. That the shamrock is, like I said, like a kind of a symbol of Ireland, but it's this one, unlike like the clover. The clover is mostly saying that as a symbol of luck and all of that. The shamrock is associated with the Trinity, and the Catholic identity that became, that is a big part of most of Ireland, and or at least it was. I don't know how it works right now. I don't live there, but I think it's interesting that religion and spiritual beliefs is heavily emphasized here. Something else about this person right now, to me, it feels like they're ready to move on to whatever is next, because we have that Three of Wands, and the Three of Wands, well, the Two of Wands is like kind of planning stage. You're not really doing anything yet. You're just looking at your options. The Three of Wands to me has always looked like someone waiting for their ship to come, the ship to come over, and so they can hop on it and go wherever they need to go. To me, it feels like this person is ready to move on to the next chapter right now. They're looking to, I heard the phrase broaden their horizons or something like that. So you might meet them when they're in like one of these experiences, things that they're seeking, just for the sake of growth, which I think says a lot about them, because not a lot of people do that. Growth is uncomfortable, but I feel like this person seeks opportunities to grow and change, because they have kind of made it their mission to become the best version of themselves that they can be. So yeah, you may meet them through something like that, which is, like I said, it could be like a spiritual retreat. Maybe they want to do that to get to know themselves better, or if you are actually religious and it has to do with like Catholicism in some way, and maybe you go to church, maybe you meet them at church and they're like a new person at the church that hadn't been there before. They could be doing like going to different services from different religions as well, which is something I actually wanted to do, but I never got around to doing it because I wanted to do it before COVID hit, and then it hit and I didn't do it. So they may have tried, going to Methodist churches or Protestant, services, and now they go to Catholic, or maybe they have tried to, learn about Buddhism and just anything like that. It could be any religion. I feel like they are very open to exploring things that they don't know about. It's giving very much like Sagittarius energy. Sagittarius is very much the visionary, but Sagittarius is usually, as a sign, represents a lot of adventure and this thirst for knowledge and movement. So that is very much the energy that I'm seeing there. And then with the Hierophant. So the way this feels to me is that they how do I explain this? I feel like they have become so aware of themselves, almost to a fault. When you become so aware of a lot of things that sometimes you see right through people and you don't actually want to deal with them. Because you're like, I know why you're doing this and it's because of this, but I really don't want anything to do with that right now because I can't just tell you because you're not ready to hear it. So I have to sit here, arms crossed, waiting for you to realize by yourself. So you may meet them and like, this person may not actually be looking for a relationship. And so it may actually start for the both of you as some type of friendship or like something very, very casual, because I don't feel like they're the type of person who will simply go for anyone. They may like someone, but they won't that's not enough. Like, they actually have to be sure that it's the right person. They don't jump. Even though they're very open, it doesn't. And when it comes to relationships, it doesn't feel like they jump in head first. They take their time. So keep that in mind. Let me get you something else here. Anything else about this person? What they're like, anything of that sort. Oh, I thought that was gonna come out. It didn't. It's interesting. I rarely get I've done several love readings before, but I don't think I've ever gotten a reading about a person who is so immensely spiritual. So this is a first for me. Oop. Acceptance. I like that. So you got acceptance. I really like that imagery. So to me, it feels like, so here's the thing. I don't like to put labels on stuff. I've gotten very far away from that whole twin flame, soulmate, karmic. I've gotten very much away from that just because it doesn't I don't think it's not that I think it's bad. I see some issues with it, but it's mostly because it doesn't feel right in my personal practice and what I believe. So I simply don't deal with the labels. But if I were to use one, to me, it feels like you and this person are very much a balance to each other. And I think that's why we have the High Priestess and the Hierophant here. So you're kind of in the same wave, if that makes sense. And you kind of connect very well. So it's very soulmate to me. You're not exactly the same, but you balance each other very well. So that's why I said the whole thing about the labels, because I feel like if I had to use one, it would be this person feels like a soulmate to me. Someone that you can very deeply connect with, and someone that just gets you and understands you. And that's the same, that's the case for how they feel about you as well. So literally, this made me think of this a very cliche thing. I've seen it in movies, I think, where the two people, like the love interest, they touch each other's hands and they feel like this electricity. So that may be like a thing that happens to you, like rom-com style. I don't know. So, you know, that moment when in like the like school type movies where it's usually the girl, I don't know why, but they think I don't know, they're walking with like books and papers and all of that, and they knock into each other and everything falls to the ground. They're like, oh my god, I'm so sorry. They pick everything up and they stare into each other's eyes. Like, it feels very, 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 very romance movie-esque. Does that make sense? It may not be exactly like a movie, but that specifically that came up, and it's kind of cute. So let's see something that is going to be important in your relationship or in the way that you're going to meet them, just to have an idea. Improving health. Ooh, I like that. So I don't know if either of you could have had, like, either of you could have had health issues, but with improving health as well, it doesn't mean that you have to be sick, but I feel like maybe while being with each other, you know, you're going to get that glow. I've seen people talk about you changing when you're in a healthy relationship, you know, the way you dress and you have this certain air about you. And it's not that you're objectively trying, you know, not that you're specifically trying to do something different just because you're in a relationship. It just happens naturally. Like, for example, some people get into relationships and then when they're happy, they gain some weight. Like, they gain like 10 pounds or 5 or 10 pounds. And it may be something like that. So you may have, you know, you may both develop that kind of glow about you of, I'm in a good relationship, therefore, you know, it's like peak. You know, peak health, peak everything at that point. So I feel like, if anything, like, the way you're going to recognize this person is because they make you feel so good. Like, they don't make you feel like the whole, you know, they don't make you feel anxiety. They don't make you feel judged. They don't make you feel, they may be slightly intimidating, but it's not like in a, they think they're better than me way. It's more like, they may be intimidating because they know so much and they come across as so intelligent. And that they can kind of read right through you. So that may be the intimidating part about them. But you won't actually feel uncomfortable with them in any way. So when you're on this person, it's very likely that you're going to be all smiles. You know what I mean? So if anything, that's how you're going to know. So let me get you some numbers, and with these numbers, feel free to move them around, add them up to get like a single number, and see if this is like day and month of birth of someone, a license plate, a house number, anything like that, or just a simple number that you see around around the time that you meet this person. Okay, let's see. It may be a little bit loud, so I apologize. 2, 4, and 6. Those are your numbers, and let me get you some zodiac signs just to see what zodiac signs this person may be, or what zodiac signs represent their personality very well. I'm moving them around very well. Let's see. So let's get you at least 3. Yay! Yeah, those 3. These are 2. Okay, one more, please. There we go. So you got, let's see. So you got Aries. Aries has come up for every single pile. And you saw me move that shit around. Capricorn and Leo again. Leo came up already, but again, I'm moving that around like crazy. So Aries, Capricorn, Leo. This person is clearly very strong. Because, like, how do I explain this? There are certain zodiac signs that when people have them in their chart, and this is not only sun sign, this could be anything in their chart. Sometimes when people have certain signs, they have this soft, you know, friendly, a little bit more passive, let's say, personality. That's how they come across. But when I see these zodiac signs in any chart, especially if they're in like strong positions, like, you know, sun, moon, or rising, this is someone that comes off as very very dominant, very very strong, very capable. So I don't think, maybe that's part of like how I said that they may be slightly intimidating, because they look like they know a lot, and they know a lot. Like it looks like they know a lot, and they know a lot. So they may feel very much like an authority. So they may have like a very commanding voice. And doesn't mean a deep voice. It just means that maybe they speak in a way that everyone listens. They may be very confident in the way they say things. It feels like, to me, they may not talk a lot, but when they do, everyone listens. And I think they don't talk a lot because they are kind of absorbing everything and kind of processing everything that's going on, and then they come up with something to say if they feel like they have to say something. Makes sense? So they're very intelligent. I wouldn't be surprised if they had like a Capricorn moon or an Aquarius moon, or one of those more intellectual moon signs. Because I've noticed that when people have those placements, I have one of those, but it's like, that's a moon sign. It doesn't really make sense because the moon is supposed to be your feelings, but it's almost like certain placements, like mine, like minus Aquarius and Capricorn, and other placements, maybe even Virgo. They lean more towards logic to deal with their emotions. They don't actually feel them. They may rationalize them. So this person may actually be very morally gray, let's say. They may be very impartial to many opinions and many topics. So yeah, they're a force to be reckoned with, honestly. So that's interesting. Okay. Yep, that's all I have for you. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe if you feel called to, because I do put out new videos every Sunday at 12 p.m. EST. Also, go ahead and follow me on Instagram if you want. I do have my episodes of the channel over there, and also in my community tab. If you want to buy me a coffee, I have my Venmo and my Cash App in the description down below. I wish you the best of luck on your journey, and much, much love to you. Bye-bye.